Good morning, Flosstube. It's Saturday, February 17th. I'm Misty. Welcome to video number four. Thank you so much for all of your kind comments in response to my little bonus video when I had a snow day. It was a really fun video to make, and it was so nice to hear that you enjoyed it. I'm sure that there'll be more opportunities for bonus videos coming up soon, probably during spring break, which is only 2 weeks away. I'm really happy about that. So in 2 weeks when I come back, I'll be halfway through the semester and starting spring break. Okay, I'm going to start with some thank yous. Thank you so much for everyone who's taken time to comment on my videos. You've all been so kind and supportive and encouraging, and you all warm my heart. Fiber arts people are just the best people ever. The kindest, sweetest, most awesome people. Thank you so much for your kind words. Really appreciate them. I received some shout outs, and I wanted to thank those people and mention some of the things I've enjoyed about their videos as well. So Cindy of Cindy's Cross Stitch, thank you so much for mentioning me in your video. Cindy, I was watching her most recent video, and I really enjoyed seeing the Valentine's bowl that she'd made, Valentine's Day bowl, and she had cross-stitch pieces and some other things in there. Just a really nice display. I thought that was great. And Cindy also took the time to quickly record her lap stand and add that to her video, and she'd said that she would do that for me. So thank you so much, Cindy. I really, really appreciated that you did that. What else? I'm still debating about a lap stand, maybe for my birthday. Lori McCleary, she's Texstylust. Thank you for mentioning me, Lori. And Lori is also a multi-crafter. She enjoys quilting. She's doing some fabric dyeing, and she cross stitches. I really liked Lori's applique, wool applique, because that's something that I've been working on recently. So I noticed that in particular. But she just has like a neat variety of interests, so check her videos out. She's got, I think, just one right now. So go encourage her to make more. I'll put a link for each person that I mentioned below the video so that you can easily find them. Lori's video was great. I really enjoyed it. Polly, Old Dominion Stitcher, thank you so much for your kind shout out. I have to say that I know I'm supposed to like the cross-stitch stuff because this is Flosstube, but the thing that I was enjoying the most about her video was her stitchery. So she did a number of embroidery pieces. One of them is a group of witches by Crabapple Hill, and I love Crabapple Hill designs. So that one was really great, and she had some bird brain design stitcheries too of a Santa, or some Santas and snowmen. Really cute stuff, so check out Polly's videos. Lastly, I want to give a shout out to another new Flosstuber whose first video I enjoyed, and that was Robin at Samplerbird. Robin just had some beautiful pieces that she stitched and finished beautifully. And again, I guess I'm a sucker for Valentine's Day. She had a basket of Valentine pieces that she'd done, and they were beautiful. Wow. So thanks for inspiring me, Robin. You give me something to aspire to in the future. So check out her first video and give her a welcome. Okay, so what have I been up to? I finished a couple of things. So I had a new start and finish with the tiny knits that I've been doing all along. This is my second wee ski sweater. So I did one in green, which I showed last time, and then this is the red version. So I started that since the last video and just finished it. These were probably the most challenging of the tiny sweaters to knit. I kept screwing up one because I just apparently can't focus enough to read a chart. And I don't know. It was just, yeah, it was a bit of a challenge. There was a lot of color work here going on. The joins under the arms I didn't do as well as I'd have liked. But, you know, it's cute and it's done, and I'm happy with that. It'll look good in the garland when I finish it. So that was one. And then my other start and finish, that was a new start and finish since the last video. I'm still continuing on with my Cricut Collection 12 Days ornament series. And I stitched number 5, the moon, since the last video. So, let me find something to show it on. There's nothing. There's nothing here. Here we go. I'm unprepared. Whoop. Yeah. Okay, so that's the moon. I'm not going in order. Yeah, great. And that's how my day is going. We'll just do this. So this was a super quick stitch. Very easy. I'm not including the Krynic that's in the design. I'm just using the DMC only and not worrying about the Krynic. So the Krynic would have been in the bells. Yeah, quick, easy stitch. I watched some TV while I worked on this. I was watching The American Experience. It's a Ken Burns series of documentaries. It's on Amazon Prime. So I was learning about Frank Lloyd Wright. Very interesting series if you are able to check it out. I knew a little bit about Frank Lloyd Wright from my own reading and from having visited Falling Water, which is in Pennsylvania, and Kentuck Knob, which is also in Pennsylvania. I highly recommend, if you're near those, that you, or make a trip, go see them. They're amazing, especially Falling Water. So that's what I was doing while I was stitching this. I had already stitched the 6 geese a laying that I thought was the 7 swans, and now I actually am stitching next the 7 swans when I finish my current whip. And I have then 4 left to stitch of the 12 days, and I did not go in order. I just stitched all that were on the yellow fabric, and then I just started going in order after that. So I'm excited it's getting close to being done and that I can finish them into ornaments. So only having 4 left, that feels like quite an accomplishment. Okay, whips. So I'm making practically 0 progress on this one. This is Fill Your Heart by Bonnie Sullivan, All Through the Night. And what I did was just did the stitching, the embroidery on this flower here. And I was thinking I would do the leaves next, and I need to decide what floss I'm going to use for that. If I'm going to use some Valdani, some stash, of something variegated, or what I'm going to do, I don't know. Because the leaves have like a check design on them, so it has to be something that's going to show up. So because I'm not making a lot of progress on that design, I decided I'm going to create a gimmick for myself, and I'm calling it Woolly Wednesday. So on Wednesday, I need to work on woolen things, namely that. So hopefully my gimmick will work. I'm not sure. I don't always trick myself very well into doing things, but that's kind of the hopes, that I'm tricking myself into working on it. And it's not like a bad piece. I don't know why I'm not working on it. I guess I'm not enjoying it for some reason as much as I would like to, and I don't really know what the problem is, so I don't know. Maybe I'll figure it out. I mean, cross-stitch, I guess, is part of the problem. I want to cross-stitch, and so that makes it hard to work on that. I'm still weaving my rose path towels. I'll insert a photo of my progress here. And so the towels are coming along well. I've not been working on them lately very much because I've had a lot of work to do after the snow day, trying to catch up, have exams, essays to grade, tons of work this week. So when I have had time, I've just felt like being on the couch. So I haven't been weaving very much. But I finished towel number 2 and I'm about to start towel number 3, which I will probably work on a little bit today. Cricut Collection, spring. So that is actually coming along because nothing else really is. Okay, that's not really true. I'm clearly getting a lot of stuff done, just not some of the things I thought I would. Okay, so this is coming along really well, and it's really looking good now that I have a chunk of it done. So I recently finished the S and the P, and I decided to stay with the polka dots on the P that I had chosen, or that were part of the design. I was thinking of changing them, but once I got the S done, I realized I didn't need to. So I've started the N, and once I finish the N and the G, I'll go back in and do the back stitching in the 2 middle letters, but I did do the back stitching here on the S and the P since they're not going to get folded in the Q snap. And everyone loves that snail. That's like the star of the show. It's kind of like the unexpected star of the show. I mean, I thought it was cute, but I was surprised how cute it was once I actually stitched it. And everyone that has commented has pretty much loved the snail. So that's kind of a cool bonus that I wasn't expecting. I'm still working on Halo. I'm just cutting out blocks at this point. I've got a sewing day coming up in a couple of weeks with a friend, actually 2 sewing days. So I'm just working on cutting out blocks to finish the top row there. I've got 4 more to sew. So I've cut out 1, so I need to cut out 3 more for the top. Then I need to take this actually off the wall and put the lower part of the quilt down so I can start figuring out the bottom 3 rows. So 3 more rows to complete the center of the quilt, and then I need to do the border. Seems like I could finish it somewhat soon, depending on how my schedule goes. So maybe over spring break, I will make some big progress. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So my sewing day is coming up at the beginning, or my sewing days are coming up at the beginning of spring break. So even more reason to be excited about the start of spring break. Yes. New starts. So one new start that I have just looks like a blob, and I won't show it to you until it stops looking like a blob. I'm doing felted wool Easter eggs. So oddly enough, even though I don't feel like doing wool applique on this piece, I started another wool applique project because that's logical. But this design had been one that I had been on my bucket list for years, and I'd picked up the wool, and then I still didn't have time to work on it, and so I was like, okay, this year I am starting them. So then on Ash Wednesday, I thought, well, okay, you know, Lent is starting, and this would be a good time to start a project. So on Wednesday, I started a different Woolly Wednesday project than what I perhaps should have been working on. But I am really glad that I'm starting these Easter eggs. So I'll do at least one this year, and I'll just see how it goes. And if I'm really enjoying it, I'll make more this year. If I'm just kind of about it, I'll just do one every so often, like every year, or we'll see. So I'll show that next time because, yeah, as I said, I just don't have much progress, so it's not very interesting to look at right now. Other new starts. Oh, okay, so I had a lot of social time, and I can't really cross stitch when I'm with other people because I can't think, so I have to knit if I'm going to do a craft. So I had this webinar to attend yesterday, and so I knitted through the webinar. I have to say, I don't know, am I being a jerk? But I'm so glad I have knitting. Like, everybody else has to sit there and just watch. And the thing is, it's not like a person talking to you that you can look at like this. It's like you're watching slides and hearing people talk, but there's nothing like interesting really to look at other than the slide for like 1 second. So I feel really glad that I can knit while it's going on, because I can still hear what they're saying and pay attention. And when I want to take notes, I do, but I have something else to do while they're showing the slide that I already read 5 minutes ago. So I've finished all the sweaters except for the bonus sweater of the wee winter Woolens knit along. This is the polar bear. He's a little bit bumpy, so blocking is my friend. It covers a multitude of sins. He'll look less bumpy afterwards. But this is the body of the sweater, and this went relatively quickly. I just knit this yesterday and then a little bit this morning to get his face done so that I could show you something that looked like a polar bear. So I think this will be really cute and fast because there's no color work in the yoke or anything, so the rest of it should be fairly quick. So this has been fun to work on. I'll post a link to where you can find this pattern. It's a free pattern by Kathy Lewinsky, and it was part of the Wee Winter Woolens Knit Along. So I'll finish this up shortly, and then I'll do a dark green version with a white polar bear as well. And then I'll be done with the sweaters, and then I can start working on the faster things. I don't know. If it feels like it's going quickly, I'll probably keep pushing through to get it done. And if it feels like it's kind of a slog, I might take a break from it and do some other stuff for just a little while. Okay, wow, this is going really fast. I think this is going to be a short video today. From the archives, my segment, From the Archives, what do I have today? I debated what to show you because, well, I've made like a million things in the past, so what the heck do I pick? How do I prioritize? Since I'm on a tiny knits kick, it's kind of like my whole knitting career, but especially lately, I thought I would show you some of my early work. This is Mochi Mochi Little Snowman. This is an older pattern. This came out years ago. And so I knit this years ago. They're like this big. And when I saw them, I just thought they were so cute. She does all kinds of tiny knits, tiny Santas, tiny everything, and she'll animate them. I'll put a link to her website so that you can find it. But you can actually buy the pattern on Ravelry. You can buy it from your local yarn shop. A lot of yarn shops will do... They can, I don't know if they can get, I think they might be able to get this wholesale, but another way that you can buy patterns is if designers offer them as a buy-in-store pattern to yarn shops, then yarn shops can get patterns from designers on Ravelry at a wholesale price and sell them to you. So you should look into that as something that your yarn shop may do as a way to support your local yarn shop and support Ravelry designers. So anyway, without further ado, these are the tiny snowmen. I gotta untangle them. Oh my god, I can't even stand the cuteness. So I strung them on this string for display purposes because we were selling kits at a yarn show for these. And I also taught these as a class at my local yarn shop years ago. So these take, I think these were on size like 1s or 0s. It's been a while since I knit them, like I said, probably about 5 years ago. But they probably took me about 2 hours or so to knit the body and embroider the faces, and then maybe another hour to knit the scarf and sew it on. So they're, for me at the time anyway, they were a 3-hour project. I don't know if they'd be faster now. I'm a faster knitter, so maybe they'd be a little bit faster. But boy, they are cute. And then I have one that has, he's naked. He has no scarf. He just needs one. So I wasn't sure. I think I just wanted to knit these at the time, but I wasn't really sure, like, what would I do with them. And I had seen some people on Ravelry do something where the way they displayed just a picture of them as they had them all in like a circle. And I thought, oh, a wreath would be really cool if you had all of them on a small wreath. I don't want to knit like 50 of these, right? But, you know, a small wreath might be okay. But I haven't done it. It's been a goal for years and I've never done it. So I don't know. I want to display them somehow soon. So I either need to commit to making a wreath in the next year or two, or stick them on the tree or something. I don't know. I'm going to mull it over. I've got time, but I'm going to mull it over a little bit. So that was my piece from the archives. And, you know, they're a little bit tricky because they're small, but you just get used to it being kind of awkward, and then you don't notice that it's awkward so much anymore. You just get accustomed to knitting with, you know, double-pointed needles all sticking out, and it's just part of the deal. So you just have to like push through for the cuteness. It's part of the process, I guess. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. That's a little from the archives stuff. On my goals list for February, I had plans to bind a quilt, and I have not gotten the quilts back from the quilter yet. So I'm just taking it off the list. I'm not going to worry about it. Whenever it shows up at my house, at some point I will bind it, but clearly not this month. And then my other goal that I have not met yet was to take a finished cross-stitch piece and turn it into a fully finished object. I just haven't had time really to go out and look for something that I think would suit it as a way to finish it. Everything else I've done that I wanted to, other than finishing up the towels, so I'll do that pretty quickly here. But I don't know about the cross-stitch piece. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I need some time to go shopping. So maybe during spring break, that would be a good time to shop when I actually have time. Or, you know, or just on the weekend sometime when I have time. Go to some antique shops, maybe go to Hobby Lobby, see if I can find something that inspires me. So hopefully I'll finish the kitty soon. And Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. Thanks again for subscribing, for leaving comments. I always look forward to making these videos, and I appreciate that you want to hang out with me for a little bit of your day. It's really great. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Take care.